Good afternoon, and thank you for everybody for hanging out with us. On behalf of Superintendent Dr. Yancey Ford, Principal Miss Amy Dickerson, and Athletic Director Coach Jake Darling, I'm certainly honored to be representing Effingham County High School here today. Want to thank Coach DeMasi for putting this on, and certainly want to thank Optim Orthopedics and give a special shout out to Dr. Palmer for everything they do for us. It is an honor to have two amazing young men flanking me to my left. Number 75, Desmond Montgomery. As you can tell, he's a wide receiver DB for us. No, he's our left tackle. And then number 9, Keysean Mccarr. He plays a little bit of everything on defense for us. He's been a 3-year starter. Well, this will be his 3rd year starting. He started at the 3 technique before. He's going to play a little linebacker this year. We're going to kind of move him around. Feel like he's one of our better players and match-up problems and a really smart player. And then Desmond is just everything that's good, right, and true about high school football. And so if you can have a bad day around these two guys, that's a you problem, because they're awesome young men. They're great to be around. I get after them sometime, but I love them to death. They're great kids, and blessed and honored to be coaching them, and can't wait to be able to take the field with them. In terms of Effingham County High School and season outlook, our core values are family, sacrifice, toughness, competitiveness, execution, and strain. And I really feel like the 3 we needed to focus in on in the offseason are family, execution, and strain. To come closer together, to be a more cohesive unit, to have a greater sense of closeness and unity on the field and off, as well as when you get in the deep water and you play a schedule like we're about to play, where there's not an easy out for 10 straight weeks. I felt like execution combined with strain, if you can really, really play as hard as you can play and execute your task and execute your assignment while playing for that guy next to you, that's the only chance you have when you play the teams we have. We have a tough non-region schedule, 4 really good teams that are coached by really good coaches and have a bunch of really good players on them. And then in our region, there's no easy outs. You go down 95 South, and play those teams, and then we start our region play with South Effingham, and just one of the more spirited rivalries in Georgia. And I hope people understand how much intensity there is. I'm fairly well traveled as a coach and been in some big games, and that atmosphere was one of the best I've ever been in last year. So that one's going to be an awesome one, and then we're going to have to go up to Augusta, and I feel like football's really grown in that area. So we're going to have our work cut out for us every Friday night, but we wouldn't want it any other way. So we're excited about it, and as always, God bless and go Rebels.
I noticed on your non-region schedule, you still got Richmond Hill there, you still got Statesboro there. Even though you're not in the same region anymore, how important was it for you to still kind of preserve those matchups? Is that something you're going to look to do going forward?
Well, first and foremost, those are great teams. Coach Lazat's an awesome coach. Coach Kaiser's an awesome coach. They've got not just great teams, but great programs. We know what Coach Lazat's built at Richmond Hill. We know the pride and tradition of Statesboro Blue Devil football. And so to play those teams, both of them at their place, you're going to go play really good players that have been in a really good offseason program, that have practiced really hard, that are coached really well, and are going to play you for 48 minutes. And so we're going to be better for playing those teams regardless of outcome, not necessarily because they're geographically close or because they're former region rivals, but because the speed of play they play at, the physicality they play at, will make us better as a program. So that was kind of the main factor. The fact that they're close and the fact that there's pre-existing relationships with the coaches that are there now, that was just kind of a side benefit.
Coach, you have a quality quarterback to replace Matthew Ford. Who's going to be your man behind center this year? And also talk about Keon Wallace. Will he be back in the fold this year after being injured last season?
Yes, sir. Matthew completed just under 70% of his passes last year, and as any coach and play caller and offensive coordinator would appreciate, as he was accurate, and he was on time, and then he was very physically and mentally tough. So when that walks out the door, you've got quite a chore ahead of you in replacing that. And so first up is Nate Hayes, a junior. He's had a great offseason, but there's going to be a couple of guys behind him, and Landon Wright and Jaquez King and Jacob Hillis and Lamar Roberts. And so we've repped them all off season, and we're going to let them, kind of fight it out and see who moves the offense and who takes over control of the leadership of the offense when they're in. So we'll know more in about a week or two for sure. And then in terms of Keysean, he's had a great off season. He was cleared the Thursday before the playoff game, or the Friday of the playoff, before the playoff game, because we played on Saturday last year at Westlake. And then he played all basketball season and was, I think, Region Player of the Year, Region Defensive Player of the Year, and had an awesome basketball season for Coach Darling. And then just, he's had an awesome offseason in the weight room. He's an unbelievably hard worker. He's an unbelievably competitive kid. So we, pray that he stays healthy because he's a special player, and he picked up some offers in the spring, and I think he can pick up a bunch more offers in the fall based on what he's put on the field, on the practice field, if he goes and is able to replicate that in the game fields.
Help me out. Name again?
Keysean Mccarr.
Keysean
Mccarr.
Mccarr. All right, we had South Effingham up here and talking about that rivalry. How do you guys see it on your side of the town?
It's a big game. A bunch of people come to watch. They're gonna try their hardest. We're gonna try. Everybody's gonna. It's gonna be a blood sweat. It's gonna be a big game. You got anything to say about the game?
Easy, big fella.
How's it going to be like playing defensive back?
Tell them about your drops.
Cover 3 corner. He's really getting pretty good at it.
Got quick feet?
Yeah, he can divide on 4 verticals.
Well, the big game, the rivalry game, that means a lot for the last 3 years. Yeah, that means a lot. Like it's always been there. Something you can never escape. So you gotta try your hardest, and whoever come on top, you gotta be the best.
Now, it's your first region game, so how much pressure did that put in? Make that game? You didn't think about that one, eh?
No, I didn't think about that.
It's really just another game for us. We're gonna come out there. We're gonna play our hardest every game, and give it all.
Well, Coach, you said you experienced that for the first time last year, and your first year under your belt in Effingham County or Effingham County High School. So you didn't think you'd be about 10,000 people there, and what was it like? I mean, I was there for 5 years. I wasn't on the field for it. I was JV coach, but just the atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere was great. Coming out of the visitors' locker room and kind of walking around, and coming out the track there at the corral. It was just a great atmosphere for high school football. By the time pregame warm-ups were done, there every seat was full. It was standing room only. So, football in Effingham County's got a lot of upside, a lot of potential. Coach Clark does an awesome job. And so I hope I don't, speak in his place, but we want everybody to know how special football is on both ends of the county. And I know he's working real hard to build his program, and we're working real hard to build our program, and hopefully the rest of the state takes notice.
How much of a boost is it to have Keon back this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tremendous boost. Obviously, he was, starting at 2 positions last year, at our bandit position and our X-receiver. So losing him was like losing 2 starters, because we had to replace him, at X with Timmy Brown and at bandit with Trent Robinson. And they both did an awesome job and had great seasons for us. But getting them back is like having 2 starters back. And then the fact that Timmy's a junior, or Timmy was a junior last year and is a senior this year, the experience he got, kind of being the guy out there on the boundary was really beneficial for him. And, so now hopefully it's improved our depth, it's improved our experience. And, Keon did an awesome job. He didn't miss a single practice unless he was at therapy, getting rehab with the fine people from Optim Orthopedics. And so he was a great leader. His intangibles were great, and he's made of the right stuff. And so having him back out on the field, hopefully will have a multiplying effect from a tangible and an intangible standpoint.
Offensive line?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Help me out with your name again.
Desmond Montgomery.
Desmond. Okay, so now you had, Matthew Ford, father was a quarterback way back when, Yancey Ford, and now you got Nate Hayes. His father was a football player, coach there at Effingham High School. Is there going to be a difference between those 2 styles?
I don't think so. On the field, it's with Nate, it's the same. I talk to him, make sure we're doing everything right up front. I did that with Matthew too. So I mean, it's really not a difference. Just make sure he's comfortable where he's at most of the time. So.
Coach, would it be a smooth transition from 1-4 to a Hayes there?
We'll know more next week.
Who do you open with next week?
We'll play Screven County and then go to Richmond Hill.
Okay, Screven County is at Screven?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then Richmond Hill comes to you guys?
No, we're going there. They're still finishing the turf at both stadiums, and we're certainly excited and thrilled about the upgrades of the playing surface for sure. I know it'll stress Coach Clark out a little less on Thursday afternoons, or if there's rain, and you know how it is. There was that drainage pipe under the down by the scoreboard side of ours that always made the terrain interesting. And you know, I know Coach Hidalgo will be real happy too, because he always used to accuse us of watering the grass.
Yeah, I can understand that. But both of you getting turf fields, what is that going to do for your programs?
I mean, I just think it just shows the commitment and the investment in our young people at the district and county level. And so we're certainly excited and appreciative of it.
Any other questions?